Tribute to our cat, China. First picture is just before we got her. She's a hairless Sphinx cat. Mrs. RH wanted a cat, but I was allergic to cats. I agreed to a cat as long as it was hairless. Well, little did I realize that there are actually hairless cats, aside from robotic ones. Well, what she found was anything but robotic. After much study and search, Mrs. RH rescued China, who was a Sphinx cat about 6 months old. I say rescued because this poor cat was in a home with a huge bull mastiff dog, among others as I recall, and small children. It included a terrible twos youngster that even the mother called a monster. The poor cat tried to hide out constantly under beds. She always wanted to go to the farthest place in their house and get away, and she was just in terror. Now, when we got her at first, she kept looking around for those dangers that she left behind. China turned out to be the perfect fit with us at our little suburban place. She likes things calm and peaceful. Who can blame her after what she was going through? Now, this was a time before we had even thought about homesteading. So, Sphinxes aren't a good outdoor homesteading sort of a cat. Don't know why we named her China, but about that time our younger son, well, he had learned Chinese at the university, I believe it was Mandarin as I recall, and headed off to live and work in China. I grew up with cats, but Sphinxes have a personality that's more like that of a dog, and I'm really not... They seem to act quite a bit different than a regular cat. They don't have that aloofness that most cats have. They need lots and lots of attention. Being hairless, they really enjoy being covered and staying in warm places, especially up where we're living now. Well, so that often meant wearing sweaters, as you see in the videos and slides here. They're really intelligent and very playful animals. But like all cats, she liked playing with string, and I made a fake bird on a string. I just call it a fishing pole, and it was something that I could flick to different areas. I had the string on it to be very transparent. She couldn't see it very well, and it allowed me to make it jump and flip and go all around. And she'd chase that around the house, and had like a laser pointer where she'd chase the little laser. And they do enjoy playing, especially when she was younger. That was cute. And even when we lived in the trailer, when we first moved up to this area up here, we came up and were in our trailer for, 6 months at a trailer park when we were looking for this house. And then after we got out of the trailer park, once we found this place and purchased this place, then we were in the trailer on the property here for 3.5 years. So Mrs. RH and I and China fit in that little trailer, and it was good all around. But she found things to play, and so she always had a good life. China had to put up with a lot by cat standards. We washed her paws and undercarriage anytime she used the cat box. She required regular baths due to her lack of fur. And every week, Mrs. RH gave her a spa treatment to trim her nails, clean her teeth and ears, and so forth. She was meek and mild. Just really delightful animal. Now, when she visited the vet, the techs would all rave about how sweet she is, and they all wanted to hold her, and everyone wanted to be her tech. She put up with whatever needed to be done, with only an occasional mild protest meow. Never tried to scratch or bite him, and she was just sweet all the time. And although she certainly couldn't understand why certain things were done, she trusted us implicitly and didn't strongly protest or even hold a grudge afterwards. It's interesting. God used this small hairless creature to teach me a lesson or two in the areas of submission and faith. A true Christian loves Jesus and seeks to follow all that he is asked, such as keeping all his commandments and other teachings. If we study His Word diligently, we can understand a great deal about Christ and what He asks of us. And many times He directs us. But there are times when we don't understand what is happening or why, such as in regard to suffering or specific situations. And that's where the rubber really meets the road in terms of submission and faith. China always kept her trust in us and submitted her will to ours. Despite cleanings, shots at the vet, or whatever, she listened to our direction almost all the time. She still loved us even when she didn't like what was happening to her. She was a very well-loved little creature. Thinking about her faith and submission helped me in my walk with Jesus. Unfortunately, China started life with some genetic problems that showed up as digestive issues, asthma, and heart issues. Despite the great food and care, at about 10 years old, she started having congestive heart failure issues. The vets couldn't do much. The meds were short-term and required just increasing doses every week. Her lungs would fill up and her breathing got increasingly labored, and a couple times we had took her to emergency and got that taken care of. We finally went to the vet, and well, we could see that she just wasn't going to get past this. It was just going to get worse and worse, and she would suffer. We finally went to the vet, and I held her as they administered the injections to put her down.
China's final resting place. Peaceful corner of the upper garden. Bye, China. You'll be missed.